This is the question where we left off. Okay. So, chimpanzee is a vertebra. Yeah. State the main group of vertebrates to which the chimpanzee belongs. Okay. There are five groups. Which five groups are there? Can you tell me the five groups?
Mammals, reptiles, amphibians, birds, and fish.
Exactly. So, which one does this belong to?
Mammals.
Yes, mammals. Right? So, mammals. Right? State two features visible in the figure which suggest that it belongs to this group. Can you tell me two features? So, can you see hair on the body? Yes, fur. Yes. Yeah. Can you
Yes, sir.
appreciate fur, hair, or fur on the body? Right. And another feature that you can see that is characteristic of mammals is external ears. Right.
Yes.
Okay. So, have external ears. Okay. The chimpanzee lives in the forest in Central and Western Africa. Chimpanzee is classified as an endangered species because its population has decreased greatly. This is why the chimpanzee population has decreased. So when it talks about suggest questions, right? So you have free reign to give your own reasons, right? So what would you say? What suggestions would you give? What are reasons why some species can go endangered? Can you tell me? What can a reason be regarding some species becoming endangered or, becoming extinct? What reasons can there be? Therefore, you can give wrong answers. It's fine. But at least try to answer. Can you give me a reason?
Hunting can be a reason.
Yes. Hunting can be a reason. Yes, exactly. Another one.
Mm, Physical illness.
They can go under means. You can say as a better answer, you could say disease, right?
Yes.
Can you give me another one?
Habitat
Habit.
loss.
Exactly. Habitat loss is one of the leading causes of endangerment of species. For example, when you have any particular animal species and you remove their living space, obviously they will go need. Right? So, describe how a captive breeding program can help to conserve chimpanzees in the wild. Captive breeding program. What do you understand by these terms? Captive, breeding, these two words. So, what does the first word sound like? Captive. What do you understand by captive?
Could you repeat the question?
What do you understand by these two words? The first one being captive and the second one being breeding. And what would you assess by that as a whole? Like, what would that mean?
Forcing chimpanzees to reproduce.
Sorry. Forcing chimpanzees to reproduce. Half right. Why? Okay, so reproduce wala portion says forcing sort of. But what do you mean by captive? What do you mean by captive?
In a controlled environment.
Yeah. So basically, what you're doing here is you've taken them into a, let's say, breeding ground or a sort of you know zoo situation. So how can that help conserve chimpanzee species in the world? So you said controlled environment. How would that help? Like the first question is quite obvious, right? The first bit is fairly obvious. Okay, they would
Okay.
have increased numbers, right? Increased population of chimpanzee. Yeah. What's the second thing? Like it,
It
okay.
minimizes like the threats they face when it comes to like habitat loss.
Yeah. Is it just habitat loss?
And poaching, like
Yeah. So basically, it creates a safe environment and prevents infant loss. Do you understand what that means, infant loss? It means dying right after birth or not reaching to your adult age, right? So it prevents infant loss, and these can be introduced to the world as adults. Yeah. Say two methods other than captive breeding that can help conserve endangered species. Two
Wait, could you repeat the question?
methods other than captive breeding that can help conserve endangered species.
Protecting their habitat.
Okay, so habitat conservation and
And initiatives to stop illegal hunting or poaching.
can you give a better name for that?
Yes.
Can you give a better name for that?
Uh, how do I phrase it?
Habitat protection and wildlife reserves. So both of these can cater to the same topic, right? Keeping bees protected, right? Now you can, other than this, yeah. So you can protect them from poaching, which is hunting. Okay. So the binomial system says is name of the pan troglodytes. That's the word, right? So what is meant by the binomial system of naming species? So the first thing about the binomial system is it is internationally agreed, internationally agreed on system. And the second thing about it is it has two parts. The first part is genus,
And the second is species.
and the second is species. Exactly. Okay. So chimpanzees are classified taxonomically as a single species pan troglodytes. Define what is meant by a term species. What is meant by the term species?
Species is a group of organisms that can reproduce an offspring.
Yes. So animals that can produce a viable offspring are called a species. Okay. Now, suggest which kingdom organism belongs to using the letter. Okay. So it is multicellular. It has chitin as the cell wall. This is a major feature. Chitin. It is saprophytic or parasitic. This is another major feature. It has a nucleus, so it's eukaryotic. and it has other, you know, organelles. So, what do you think this is? What kind of kingdom this belongs to? Out of the kingdoms, which kingdoms were there?
Sir, is it Animals Kingdom?
It's not animals. Animals don't have cell wall. Okay, so what kingdoms are they? Can you tell me what kingdoms are they? Am I audible?
Sir, is it protists?
Is it protests? Why would it be protests? Protests are not multicellular. They're usually unicellular. और क्या हो सकता है? What is saprophytic or parasitic? Why aren't you looking at Titan? It's such a big part of this question. Titan किस में? मतलब नॉर्मल. तो काइटिन क्यों नहीं देखना? काइटिन किस में होता है? Okay. So first thing is multicellular. Okay. ये बात सुन रहे हैं, right? So when we're talking of multicellular, right? So if we're talking about multicellular, right? A multicellular होगा तो there are only three available, right? So either it's plants,
Sir, I'll rejoin in a second.
animals, okay, or fungi. Okay. Now it has a cell wall, but it has a cell wall of chitin. Animals don't have a cell wall, so that cancels out. Plants have a cell wall, but it's made of cellulose. So the only thing left is
Fungi.
fungi. Okay. The answer is fungi. Fungi. Okay. The organism shown in figure 1 are a group of vertebrates called arachnids. Now, what were arachnids? What were arachnids? Do you remember? What can you tell by seeing these? What are they?
Very clear. Are these vertebrates?
They're vertebrates, but which type of vertebrates? They're spiders. Okay. Now, looking closely, what is a common feature that all of them have?
They don't have a backbone.
Correct?
They don't
Yes,
have a
but
backbone.
they don't have a backbone. Yes, but arachnids do. Count all of their legs. How many legs in the first one?
Eight.
Eight, right? And how many legs in the second one?
Eight. The organism
Eight,
have eight legs.
right? All of them have eight legs. Okay. You can write eight legs or you can write four pairs of legs. Okay. So has a tail, does not have a tail. Okay. Using these questions, identify the arachnids in question number one. Okay. So look at these and tell me if you can identify each of these by looking at these questions. Can you do that? So which one is A? Which one is A? For example, if I'm doing A, I would say A is a scorpion. Why? Because it has a tail, a scorpion. Okay. So what is B? So it does not have a tail. B के पास tail नहीं है, right? So it does not have a tail. So we go to question number two. Has a large pair of front pincers. So we can see that. So which one is to pseudo scorpionus? Okay. Okay. Now tell me what C. The legs are 3 times long as the body. C. No, it does not seem like that. But it does seem like that for D. So it does not seem like that for D. So let's move on. It
Spider?
has spines and hairs, right? No, it does not. We can't see that. So it does not have a tail, so we can go front. It does not have front pincers, no. Does it have spines? No, it does not have spines. It has visible spines or hairs, no. They do not have spines or hairs. So it should be this one, yes or no?
Yes.
So it's in Ixodida. Yeah? No.
Yes.
Looking at the questions again, can you tell me what D is? So D, does it have a scale structure?
B or D?
D. So looking at this one. Does it have a tail structure? Yes or no?
No.
No. Does it have a large pair of front pincers? Yes or no?
No.
Are its legs 3 times larger than its body?
Yes.
So it's a falsitor, right? Now looking at E. Does it have large tail? Does it have a tail? No. Does it have a pair of front pincers? No. Does it have a leg size which is 3 times greater than the body? No. Does it have large visible spines and hairs? Let's see. Can you appreciate spines and hairs?
Yes.
Yes. So which one is it now? Like Gossid. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Now moving forward. So question number two, part A. What does it say? Classification systems largely depend on grouping species by the features that they share. All organisms can be classified using a hierarchical system, starting with kingdom and ending with genus. Suggest the benefits of classifying organisms in a hierarchical system. So again, it's a suggest question. You can give your own answer. So what would you say?
So what does hierarchical system means?
Hierarchical system means the user system in which the two kingdom and classes of kings or in system class करते हैं we group these animals, right? So what benefit does that have? Should we do that? Should we not do that? Why do we do that? So we can explain evolution to it. Yeah, we can identify different animals and we can identify the you know, viability of different animals and assess assess which are closest to humans for medical advancements. Yes, right. And it can, by the same reason, help combat diseases. Yeah, and anticipate them. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, sir, but this question is so complicated.
You can remember this answer. And you can remember these 4 points in place. And it helps understand global biodiversity. Okay, so these are 4 points. I guess they're enough. Yes. The student investigated the relationship between the wavelength of the light source and the seedling hive. The student used the strawberry seedlings and grew the plants in an enclosed box with the colored light as the only available light source of the plant. The student watered each seedling daily with 30 ml of water. He grew the seedlings for 3 weeks before taking the final measurement. Suggest the characteristics of living organisms reflected in this investigation. Jonathan, which characteristics are we looking at? right? So, what characteristics are shown? हमारे पास Mrs. Graham was a academic, right? Which features of Mrs. Graham can be seen in this investigation? Growth, obviously. Yeah. Nutrition. Yeah. And we can say sensitivity as well. Okay. So these three, and we can also say movement to an extent. The student grew the strawberry seedlings under the controlled diets. The results are shown in table X. Okay. So white had 14 centimeter growth, blue had 15, red had 13. So this is your initial height, the height that they had before being placed into the experiment. And then you have the growth of the seedling and the final height. So what have they done? They've subtracted these. So the greatest is at white light and the least is at no light. Guessing why the student calculated the growth of the seedlings rather than the final, rather than the final height. Can you tell why? I'm not able.
Yes,
Three
sir.
guesses.
So is it because they wanted to test the light rate and
It's because they wanted to see the effect on growth, right? Because it gives a proper comparison. Okay. And the seedlings at the start had different heights. Okay. So the final height would have been different. So it wouldn't have given a proper, result. Calculate the percentage change in the growth of the control group of the seedlings around your answer to the game. So this is your control group, which is white. The growth is 24 centimeters. And the initial height is 14 centimeters. So how much did it grow? Yep. Do you know any basically it's now this is your control group. It had no light. Okay. So how much growth did it have? It had how much is it? 2 centimeters. Yeah,
2.
the growth was 2 centimeters. The initial height was 14. So the answer to this question would be 2 divided by 14. And since you're wanting to take the percentage, we'll multiply this by 100. Okay, which gives you how much?
700.
14. 14. Okay, makes sense. Does that make sense? So, why do you need a control group? A control group shows that life is the only effective factor in this experiment. Okay, understood. Gardner also measured the rate of change in wavelengths for different types of visual signals. The Gardner used to ensure lamps with different colors of light as the available light. So as the Gardner watered the plants daily from watering can, the Gardner grew 5 seedlings each vegetable over a period of time. Measuring the height daily at the end of the investigation, these measurements were used to calculate the average height. These are shown in figure 1. So this is figure 1. Okay, I guess this figure has been lost in this question. Okay, so let's leave it till here for this. Any questions regarding classification?
No, sir, but today's class was so
Okay.
hard.
Will we go through more questions in the next lesson?
Not from this, we'll go on to cell structure and ability.
Okay.
Okay. I'll be sending these in the group. I've made your Google Classroom, so you can check वहाँ से the material has been uploaded. Any further questions?
No, sir.